So today is a bike test I've been pretty excited about for a couple weeks. There's a race about 5 minutes from my house. It's at a trail system that's only open about 2 weekends a year, and the laps are about 5 miles, and it's the perfect place to test ride the Stumpjumper 29 and the Trance 29. I'm going to be doing a lap on each. So the purpose of this video is not really to pick a winner. I just want to see the ride characteristics of the two bikes, and I'm going to wear the GoPro and I'll just talk through it as I ride. So I'm going to head over there. All right, I'm going to ride the Giant Trance on the first lap. Like I said, each lap's about 5 miles, and this trail has some pretty rocky stuff, more rocky than a lot of the other trails that I ride around here. I did a 50-mile gravel ride this morning, so it's a little it's going to be a little tenderizing on the legs. Yeah, like that's steep. Dawson's never ridden here, so I'm really stoked about showing him these trails. Yeah, it's a little off camber. That's a new line. I've never seen them use that line before. So like I said, this trail is a little more choppy, a little more rocky than some of the other trails I ride. Dawson's checking out the scenery already. Yeah, it's a big drop.
Dude.
Dawson wants the cliff jump off there.
Seriously, like there's nowhere else in Florida you can do. And then when
Dude, that's like
and then and it's 5 minutes away from our house.
It's also illegal, Dawson. Dawson wants the cliff jump off that so bad. You could like jump your bike right off that cliff. Dawson, come on, we got a ride, dude.
This is 5 minutes away.
Dawson's enamored with this place. He's never seen this place.
Oh, can we go up there?
I don't know. Sometimes he has the course go up there. We'll see. Let's do a lap and see where it goes.
Even if it's not on the course, can we still go up there?
We'll see. All right, this is a mega steep, loose climb here. Dawson made it up. Last year, this climb wasn't in the course. Yeah, that's steep. Oh, I'm feeling that 50 miles of gravel this morning. I was in my 50 tooth on that one.
We're totally riding down that next lap.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's a good, I'm gonna do it this lap.
Okay.
Because I need to test the suspension. That's a good way to test it.
Like
let me see. Lean back. It's a chunky section that I'm gonna ride. Test the suspension on the Trance. I think I may go right down the middle. Try to hit the line as rough as I can. Oh, I forgot to start my Garmin. Oh, dude, this Trance suspension feels so smooth. I know people have said that this bike feels like it has more travel than it does. I'm starting to believe it. It's amazing this bike only has 115 mils of travel. All right, back up the steep climb. Yeah, you better take it easy your first lap. I think Dawson's having a good time.
Next lap, we'll ride down.
Yep, go hard. Yep, go straight. So I had mentioned in my first ride on this bike that I was going to take out a volume spacer in the shock. I'm not going to do that now because I've realized how much this shock opens up in the fully open position. I ride this bike now fully open almost all the time. The Giant Maestro does a really good job of firming up the suspension when I need it to, like on those steep climbs. So I just can't say enough of how smooth the suspension on this bike feels, even especially over this rough stuff, over little, you know, rocks and roots. It just compresses. It has a really nice ramp up. It's not too harsh, but it's not too soft, too linear. I like a linear feeling shock, but this one is a really nice balance. The fork also feels smooth. I did take a volume spacer out of this fork. Actually, I took two out and I ended up putting one back in. So there's two. Came with three. Yeah, the rear tire just stays glued to the ground a lot better with the shock fully open. It feels like when you close it, you take away about 20 millimeters of travel, more so than any other bike that I've ridden when you switch it from fully open to the middle setting. All right, here's a cool little section of the trail. Dawson's still tripping out about the views here.
Why is this so clear and then other things aren't?
That's probably spring-fed water. Yeah, it's a quarry, so they've hit the aquifer, and that's spring water. All right, now we're going to switch over to the Stumpjumper. This should be interesting because it's been a while since I've ridden the Stumpjumper. All right, on the Stumpjumper, I think it's been at least 3 or 4 weeks since I've ridden this bike. Dawson found a newt line. He had to clear some branches to make it work. I'm gonna try this chunky line again. Now on the Stumpjumper. Oh my gosh, both of these bikes just feel so good. Well, Dawson wanted to stay back there and session new lines in that first section. So I'm just gonna ride another lap. Sluggish, longer travel 29ers are behind us. I can't believe how good both of these bikes feel. They feel remarkably similar, more so than I thought they would. The riding position, kind of the way the front tire feels out in front of you. Tight section for wide bars. I can't believe how good these long travel 29ers feel in the tight stuff. The front end feels so snappy. I had to get one to believe it, but these things handle so well. The short stems really help with that. Longer top tubes, short stems. I love the way the geometry is going on the bikes today. It's so good. These things get more and more fun to ride. I mean, this, you know, both these bikes are overkill for these trails. I've ridden and raced these trails so many times on cross-country bikes. But trail bikes are still really fun to ride. I'm going to do just a little bit more on the Trance before we head out of here. You can definitely tell the Trance feels just a little bit lighter. The Trance has a shorter fork offset, so more trail, a little bit more sluggish steering actually. But that sluggish steering makes for a bike that's a tad more stable on the descents. I tell you what, I'm just really amazed at how similar these bikes feel. The Trance suspension feels a little smoother. It just feels like it eases into its travel easier than the Stumpjumper. The Stumpjumper feels like it resists a little bit more. I tell you, it doesn't feel like the Stumpjumper has that much more travel. Where you can really feel it is on a really hard hit or a drop. That's where you can bottom out the Trance a lot easier than the Stumpjumper. But just riding along, you know, it almost feels like the Trance has a tad more suspension, just because I think it's a little bit more small bout sensitive. Now that's leaving the shocks fully open on both bikes, which is how I ran it for riding this. All right, we're finding some lines off the race course. Out of bounds riding in Florida. This is Florida. What goes down must go up. We are off the race course, but this is really cool. Well, there was too much clay to try to ride back up this. It was a good descent though. So I noticed when I was riding the Trance down a chunky section, I kind of just pushed down on the rear end and bottomed out. So I'm going to kind of wrap up this video, but to my point earlier, the The Trance feels extremely smooth in its suspension travel. When you hit really chunky stuff is where you can come to the end of that travel pretty easily. I'm definitely not going to take a volume spacer out of this shock. Having it in the open position is very supple. So, all right, well, I don't know if I proved anything today other than both of these bikes feel so good. They're so similar. I think for extremely chunky stuff, the longer travel 29er is no surprise. It's just a little bit more bottomless in its travel. And then the Trance just feels really light and playful, but very stable as well. Steering's, even though it's a little more sluggish at slow speeds, the bike just feels playful. Well, Dawson wants to try to get to the top of this big mound, so here we go past the no trespassing signs. I'm gonna see how far I can ride up this. This is steep. It's gonna be fun coming back down. Oh, oh, I'm done. A lot of riding today. Well, we thought we were done, but Dawson found some more stuff. This is more out of bounds stuff. This is pretty sketchy, I think. Oh yeah.
So glad I wore my flat pedal.
Yeah, I wish I had some 510 shoes on right now. Gotta get back up where we rode down. Dawson's eyeing up this sketchy drop-in to finish out our ride. It's just kind of loose. It's loose and steep. All right, make sure your seat's down.
Dropping in.
All right, keep going. I'll meet you down there. I thought you were going to wipe out too. All right, here we go. All right, now I'm really going to wrap up this video. So that last descent kind of helped me really sum up how the Trance feels compared to this. So the Trance feels plush until it doesn't. So that last one, the Stumpjumper just felt more bottomless, even though the suspension feels a tad firmer on small bumps. It obviously just has more suspension, well, quite a bit more, 140 versus 115. So both of these bikes are excellent. You just can't go wrong with either one of them. Both are great trail bikes. So anyway, that's going to wrap it up. I've said enough for this video. I'll catch you in the next one. This is my next hobby.
Young guys, he's a little farmer. So everybody you've been.
That's awesome. There's another one over there. And one over there too. That's awesome. That's my next YouTube channel. Oh my gosh, that looks fun.